Welcome to Voices of Leadership. I'm Chris Atwell, and in each episode, I sit down with the leaders shaping the future of the manufacturer's rep industry. Real stories, real challenges, real growth. This is where leadership comes to life. Jamie, thank you for joining me today, man. Really appreciate you taking the time. I've got this opportunity to sit with you so that you could share your experience as a leader, the mindsets, those things in your journey that have really shaped you. And the goal is to capture that so that we can help other leaders really learn, grow, and lead with purpose. So thank you for joining me, man.
Oh, happy to do it. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So when you think about your leadership journey, are you able to pinpoint one defining moment that perhaps really shaped the leader that you are today?
Not particularly. And, it's weird thinking about being a leader. And I wonder, and I think to myself all the time, how did I get here, right? And, somebody told me, those who can do and those who can't don't. And I've always been got to get it done.
Yeah.
So for me, there's not necessarily one time that it was like, man, I've got to grab the reins. It was just, don't let it fall. Don't let the ball hit the ground. So, and showing up, you stay somewhere long enough, you'll be at the top, right?
Yeah.
It's consistency. So I wish there was one instance. I do want to make people better. I think about that as a parent, as a father, that's probably where it first started.
Yeah.
And then after that, it rolled into business, whether that was the linear timeline or not. But I think that's probably, if I was going to pick one moment, is being a father and raising the next generation.
Beautiful. That step into fatherhood is like you have no choice but to be a leader. So in that situation, that kind of sparked this for you, and it's carried over into your business.
Absolutely. There's no going back. There's no pause. Wait 15 minutes. It's there.
It's there. Yeah. Beautiful. As a leader, you often have to face some tough moments, some difficult situations. Give me an example of what you would consider one of the toughest moments you've ever had to face in your leadership, and what did you do to overcome it?
The first one that comes to my mind is we had an employee who had a substance abuse problem. We did not know he had a substance abuse problem and was missing work. And we got a call one day when I was coming back from a trip that he was in the hospital.
Oh.
And I didn't believe him. I thought, oh, lies, whatever. I said, it's fine. I'll come see you in the hospital. Number one, check on you. Number two, verify that's where you really are. And when I got there, he was there, and there was a letter, a document stating that his roommate had passed away from some of the drug abuse. So again, that was difficult, and you want to help somebody, but at the same time, there's consequences for actions. So we had to put them on a plan to, hey, when you get back, you've used your chances up, you got to get right. And that was my first experience of a difficult situation, and it kind of sticks with me. It's just show grace, give humility, that, hey, we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
Give somebody a second chance, but maybe not a second or a third, fourth.
Yeah. What a great example. I mean, that's a very human example, right? Where you've got to run a business and you never know what individual contributors to the business are dealing with or struggling with. And in this case, something quite serious, and even loses his roommate. And I'm sure that a lot of other leaders can relate, because you're always wondering, what are your people up to, and how do you deal with that situation? And it sounds like you have decided that for you, it's, look, I'll give you another chance, but don't waste these chances and prove to me that you're in.
Correct.
Right? Yeah.
And again, a lot of the times these people will filter themselves out.
Yeah.
And I know you set something up, you set a standard, and I did not have to fire this person. They ended up quitting.
Yeah.
And never showed back up again, just disappeared. It's sad, because you wonder what happens to them. But at the same time, you gave them an opportunity to to grow and get better. And
Yeah.
you can lead a horse to water. You just can't make them drink.
Well said. Well said. You've clearly learned a lot from your leadership journey, and I would love to understand, what are the most important habits and routines that you practice that really allow you to show up as a leader every single day, the version that you know you need to be?
I will tell you, the older I get, I feel like the most important one is journaling, and it's the hardest one for me to do. But I think starting the morning early, exercising, time to meditate, be grateful. As a Christian, I like to spend time in the Bible, read, do a daily devotional. And that's where I probably should do more of my daily journaling, and then follow up at night to see what has happened that day. But the more and more I look at it, journaling to me is what clears my mind, puts my thoughts and ideas on paper, so I can take that third person view of looking at what's actually going on.
Yeah. Fantastic. I'm hearing that mornings are your time. You make sure that you source yourself every single day, and that journaling is, a lot of people underestimate the power of journaling, right?
It's a big deal.
Yeah. If you were to encounter yourself, younger Jamie, stepping into ownership at your company, what advice would you give him today?
I would have definitely given the advice of journaling and writing down things and setting some goals for myself. I think goal setting and journaling would put me in a different position now, but at the same time, I don't know if I would have listened to it. And I think that's experience, right? Is seeing where you've made a mistakes and rectifying it. So as great as it would have been to have that advice, acting upon it and deciphering whether it was good advice is trial and error.
Right. But you'd still give the advice.
Yes, I would still give the advice. Journal. In fact, I give it to my kids all the time.
Yeah. Beautiful. Lots happening in the industry, lots happening in your business, particularly over the last couple of years. Looking forward, what are you most excited about when it comes to the business, the industry, and what does that require of you when it comes to your leadership?
Our industry is going to go through a shortage of contractors pretty quickly. And with that, the ability to educate and show a new generation of workers things that AI can't take away from them. They might be able to eliminate some positions, but they will always have a job because AI can't pick up a shovel. AI can't crawl under a counter and find a leak. So showing them the tools to do jobs very well and to be profitable is probably the most exciting thing. And it's a never-ending process, right? There's always going to be somebody who's new, and whether they're young or old, there's always going to be somebody new who needs to learn, and there'll always be a new product that they'll need to be taught.
So what does that require of you in your leadership?
For us, we have taken our sales approach has turned into an education approach. And some of that is, commodities are commodities, but if we can take HVAC equipment, plumbing, tankless water heaters, and show people how to do that effectively and problem solve so that they can teach their company to problem solve, it allows us to be a resource for our industry versus just living in it, floating on the wave. We can create our own wave. So for us, what it ultimately means that our leadership and our company is that we have to be a driving force in educating people on the correct way to do things.
Amazing. Why do many reps resist bringing on new technologies, even though they know that it will create efficiencies?
The same reason the horse and buggy took a long time to die. The same reason any kind of new technology takes a long time. I think there's fear of the unknown, and if you don't know it, then it means you have to learn it. And some people don't want to learn. I think there's a lot of people who don't want to learn. They've learned something once and they want to ride it until they die.
Yeah.
And I think that's it goes back to we're if you're a true problem solver and you are a true learner, you always want to keep learning. And I do think that people get tired and people, that's just as far as I want to go. I got to where I wanted to be and I don't continue to grow anymore.
Right. Yeah. So it's just a resistance to change. It's an acceptance of where you are today and being comfortable with that.
Yes.
Comfort.
Yeah. I do think it's a comfort. Again, there are certain things that I've got guys, that are showing me how to use AI to do their note taking, to convert their audio file into a dictated notes and then copy and paste or to-dos. And that's not something I do. For me, I have to, I say I have to, I choose to write things down to remember them. And typing is not the same as writing for me. So I think everybody's got to find something they're comfortable with, but I do think that there's more than one way to skin a cat.
Yeah. You know, I just want to say thank you again for taking the time
You're welcome.
to meet with me. Your experience, your insights are, when we have these conversations, that's what makes this industry so special, right? And it's going to allow a lot of other people who are interested in learning and in growing and leading with purpose to take what you've learned and, you know, use it the way they want. So I appreciate your time. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah, I look forward to seeing you soon.